Hello everyone, I'm a Metaslave and welcome to my Conquest Max Round Efficiency. This is Paralogue 1 that I have for you right now, and the most important combat units are going to be Corrin and Silas. Corrin's an obvious choice here, but Silas still needs to promote, which is why he'll be beefed up from all the seals and tonics. Odin's also reclassing to Dark Flyer here, so that he can become a movement pair up for Corrin. This doesn't really matter right now, but over the course of the run, I do need to get Corrin and Odin to A support so that Corrin can access Dark Mage. And because Odin is like pretty useless in combat right now, it's perfect. And plus 3 magic is plus 3 magic in some situations. So I guess let's talk about Odin and Niles now. Like I just said, Odin doesn't really get to do much in combat in this run. Actually, basically nothing if you don't count attack stance. But he's a flyer. I've made him a flyer with one of my 2 even wings, and having so that just makes him an extra 8 move unit. But what makes him specifically nice for this like even wing recipient is that I do need a flyer with Heartseeker later, and one that isn't Corrin. So it works out. Niles, on the other hand, is actually quite strong, especially early on, because his speed's really good, and bows have pretty good might in this game. So he's actually going to be pretty important for next map, even at base level. He also obviously has Lock Touch since he's an outlaw, which are pretty important. There's pretty important treasure in this game scattered around, including both rescue stabs. So being one of the units to get that means he'll just kind of be sticking around quite a lot. After the next couple maps, though, his combat is going to fall off because bows are not very good when I'm going at this frenetic pace. The important thing with Silas here is that like he needs to just have just enough bulk to survive like 2 or 3 3 faceless, or no, he needs enough bulk to like survive extended combat with a boss, and he also needs to just double in 2-shot the other faceless, and he's still building lance rank. Here we just got Mozu, and it's nice to have like Corrin probably has like doesn't really need the stats from pair up, but the ability to switch and separate there was pretty important. If Silas is like a little high on strength, like for example, if I had given him a tonic and I think he got the same amount of procs that this Silas has, he would be able to 3-shot the boss instead of 4-shot, which means he could afford to miss one. It's not that big of a deal, but he did miss once in one of the takes, so I was like, that's stupid. I guess I should find a way to. There's got to be a way to fix that. Mozu is like among the units in this run that do absolutely nothing. She like I don't even like I don't deploy her, and she doesn't even do anything useful for this map either. She just sits here. Now that's turn 4, there's just these last like bottom right or bottom left faceless that you can't really be all in range of. You can't be in range of all of them at the same time. So Silas needs to have clear up this top left. He's now level 10, which is nice. And he puts himself in range of the last one that Corrin cannot reach. All while having a lance equipped, because I would like him to hit D lances by chapter 10 or by chapter 10. So here's that. That was Paralogue 1 in 4 turns. Now let's move on to chapter 9. The way I tackled this map made it so that actually most of like my deployment slots were completely useless. But what's important right now is that Corrin needs to be beefed up so that he can take on, like he can survive a hit from an archer and take pretty much really minimal damage from other enemies, so that he doesn't just eventually just get combined to kill. I use skill and luck tonics because Haitaka is kind of or here because Niles doesn't have quite perfect hit, and Haitaka is pain in the ass as a boss. And if you fail to kill him by turn 5, have him dead by turn 5 flare phase, it's just a turn loss. Or actually, no, it's not a turn loss, it's death, which is why it's really bad. So I also needed to have Silas promoted here, because in Cheeky's strat of this map, he used a Wyvern Lord Jacob to kite Niles up to the Rescue Staff chest, but I don't have Wyvern Lord Jacob. I don't have Jacob at all, so I need another 8-move unit. This is a little better anyway, because Silas isn't weak to bows like Jacob is, and Jacob does face a bow for Cheeky. So yeah, Corrin, by being able to talk to Nyx with his hilarious 10 movement, can end his turn right in front of the door that gets broken. Nyx herself is actually pretty good at combat, juxtaposed to Odin. She's just really frail. But again, at the frenetic pace that this playthrough is at, that's not really that useful. She does break down this wall though. That's really helpful. So now Corrin, I don't want Corrin in enfeeble range. So what I just do is run up and annihilate that archer because again, archers are like the one threat to Corrin right now. And Silas pairs back up with Niles after being like rammed forward from pair up the previous turn. Odin and Nyx just pair up and they don't do anything for the rest of the map. So these paired up spear fighters can damage Corrin because, extra strength from the pair up, but most of the other enemies can't damage Corrin, so they don't attack. And yeah, Silas just hit D-Lances there, which is perfect. I need to kill this Enfeeble Shrine Maiden so that Niles can safely attack some of these archers. Niles has, a hilarious +2 bronze bow right now, and also just got a bunch of tonics and the Visitation Seal and Battle Seals. He needs he needs all these stats pretty much since he is at base, and he needs that to be able to take on all the enemies that he faces here, including these archers. And he also needs to two-shot archers in rally defense, as well as that spear fighter up there, because I need a generic spear fighter for swap after chapter 10. So and I can't really find a chance to get another one, so it's perfect to use Niles for that here, since that spear fighter is blocking the way anyway to the rescue staff chest, that is. And yeah, a lot of the enemies didn't attack Corrin, but here it's fine if I miss there. If anything, it's actually better for me because I get hit by steel defense, and that means those other spear fighters will go for me to get more tome rank with. But as long as I hit 3 and 4, because Haitaka will heal back up to survive another hit if he stays alive there. As long as I do that, I'm fine. Because Haitaka's dead and I can seize. Because some of these reinforcements, they go towards Azura instead of Corrin. And if they end their turn in Azura's range, Azura next corner will just die. I still do get attacked by some of these spear fighters, which is nice. I do get that extra tome rank. I think I hit D pretty soon, or I already did. But I still need to grind it as much as I can for chapter 10 because of a chapter 11 strat, which it's not strictly necessary, but it is helpful. I could have tried to get to D-axes instead to use the Pike Room Club to just annihilate Haitaka with, but I kind of forgot about that, and fire was reasonably accurate, and the tome rank's nice. So that's chapter 9 in 5 turns. I will see you next time for chapter 10. And yes, I am hesitating here to seize in the recording. I don't really know why in hindsight. I was just making sure I did everything, I think. Any minute now. Yep, there we go. See you next time.